Hello everybody, in this video I will show you how to create foreign key in MySQL database. Okay, to create the foreign key we must have a table with a primary key. Okay, for creating a table with primary key, syntax is something like this: create table, then name of table, table name, then attributes, data type, then primary key. Okay, in this way we can create a primary key within the table, and suppose that we want to make a dependent table, secondary table whose record depends upon this table. Okay, so for this we will be creating the foreign key table, table name, then an attribute one, data type. If there are more attributes, we can specify like this, comma separated. Those attributes will be separated using the comma. Now let's suppose we want to make this attribute 2 as the foreign key, and that attribute's value depends upon value of this attribute 1 of this primary table. Okay, so we will be writing keyword foreign key if you are a foreign key, if you are IGN. Okay, fine. Now this is the attribute we want to make. We have to mention the name of attribute which we want to make the foreign key, in this case att2. Then references, this is another keyword, it will be referencing the table, primary table. We have to specify the name of the table, then we have to specify the attribute, primary attribute of that table. Okay, so in this way we can create the foreign key, and we can write this thing also: on delete cascade, on update cascade. And this on delete cascade and on update cascade, these are wonderful things. These two statements will help to do something wonderful within the database table. Whenever we make change within this attribute, this primary attribute of this first table, that will be automatically reflected in this secondary table, attribute 2. Okay, because we are saying on update cascade, and whenever we delete record from this table, the related record within this table will be automatically deleted. This is because of on delete cascade. Okay, now let's see in the database how to do these things. Okay, I will create the database table, create. Okay, table parent id int, I will make this primary key. Fine. Okay, that's okay. Now let's execute this. I'm storing only one attribute. Okay, this parent table is created. Now I will create the child table, create table child, and let's suppose child has two attributes, cid as int and id as integer data type, and we want to make this id as the foreign key. So we have to write if we foreign key, then we have to specify the attribute within the bracket, references, which table, parent, and what is the attribute, id, on delete cascade, on update cascade. So done. So in this way we can create the foreign key. We have to write the keyword foreign key, then which attribute we want to make foreign key, we have to mention that, in that case id, then that id will be referencing which table, parent table, which attribute, parent table's id, because id is the primary key. To make the foreign key in the referencing table, there must be a primary key. Okay, so in this way we can create the foreign key. Now let's execute this. Okay, done. Now let's insert record within the parent. Insert into parent, there is only one attribute, this is id, values 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's insert 4 records within this table. Okay, go. Now we can see the 4 records been inserted here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's insert record within child. Okay, insert into child, cid id values we can write any integer for CID and 1. In that case, the value of ID that depends upon the table parent. Whatever parent has the values, only those values can exist for this ID. And we already know that the ID of this parent table has 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 values. So we can write ID is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see whether this will be inserted or not. 1, according to the rule, it must be inserted. Okay, done. It is inserted. You can see in this table ID is 1. Now let's insert one more record here. Insert into child CID ID values 200. We can give any value, any integer value for CID, and let's suppose I am trying to insert 6 for ID. This ID depends upon parent's ID. The parent's ID has 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 values. There is no 6, but I am trying to insert 6 here. Now what will happen? Let's see. It should not be inserted. Okay, there is a foreign key violation because in the parent we are having only 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are trying to insert the 6 there, and that is not possible because of the referential integrity. Now let's try to, okay, now first let's see what are the records here. There is only one record. Let's insert some values, some records within the child. Insert into child CID ID values. Okay, 300 comma 2 comma 400 comma 3 4. Okay, 33 comma 1 44 comma 3 44 comma 3. Okay, I'm trying to insert 4 records and ID values given are 2 4 1 3. All of these values exist within the parent table, so all of these records must be inserted. Okay, done. Now let's browse this. Now we are having 1 2. This is the foreign key. ID is the foreign key, and foreign key have duplicate value. Even it can have the null value. Okay, it is not a primary key. You can see one is repeated. ID is foreign key, not a primary key. So foreign key can have a duplicate value. Now let's do something here. In the parent, let's change the value of this 4. Let's update this and see what will happen. Update parent set ID is equal to 33, where ID is equal to 4. Now let's see what will happen. We are trying to change the record with ID is equal to 4 to 33 in the parent table. Go. It is updated. Now we can check in the parent. Now there is no 4. It has been made 33. Now let's see what happened in the child. Okay, in the child also there is not 4, it is 33. That means when we make change within the parent table, it is reflected automatically on the child also, secondary table also. This is because of the on-update cascade. Now let's remove one record from parent. Okay, let's record the record, this one. Okay, second, ID is equal to 2. Let's remove this, delete from parent where ID is equal to 2. Now let's see what will happen. Go. Okay, now gone. From parent, the 2 ID, record with ID is equal to 2 is removed. Now what happened in the child? Now there is no record with the value ID is equal to 2 in child also. This is again because of the on delete cascade. IDs are related to each other, and we have specified on delete cascade, on update cascade, and because of that the record, whenever we modify or delete record within the parent, reflection is automatically seen in the child table also. So in this way we can create the referential integrity in the MySQL database. Thank you very much for watching this.